Hello, it's now 7:03 p.m. and welcome to this week's edition of Community Conversation. We have an informative session for you tonight, and I have no doubt that you will start the new year better prepared for life in this global society. As we prepare to provide you or continue to provide you with help to navigate your way through high school, especially for our 11th and 12th graders, we want to make sure that we provide you with info on college readiness, especially since you will not be doing so or having any in-person college tour this semester. Now, tonight's segment is streaming live on KOP Mentoring Networks and the Boca Raton Tribune's Facebook pages. So, the music you heard at the beginning of the show is one of 3 soundtracks that we will play for the next 2 weeks. You will, on the 3rd week, decide one of the 3. Okay, you'll decide one of the 3. We played one last week. We played one today, and we'll play the 3rd next week. And you'll decide which one you want to be the theme song for your show. Okay? Again, don't beat me up for choosing these songs. You did. Okay? I am just the messenger. Congratulations are in order because just 1 week ago, most of your parents went to the polls and cast their ballots, which led to the re-election of Judge Deborah Moses Stevens for another 5-year term. Thank you to all of you who placed her signs in your yards or sent out her flyers to your mailing list. I see that Judge Stevens has dropped in to say a few words to you young people. Congratulations, Your Honor. How does it feel to be back on the throne for another 5-year term?
Well, first of all, we can't call it a throne.
Oh, it's not. I thought you weren't. Look, I thought you were in charge. Every time I see you, have one of these.
That is true. I am in charge, but I make a point of saying that we are here to serve the public and the citizens of Palm Beach County. I am very thankful, especially to all of those people who voted for me. I love my job. I love doing it. I like helping people, and I like serving my community. So thank you all very much. I especially like taking the time to speak with the kids. They have the best questions I have ever been asked, and I've been through quite a few forums. So all I can say is thank you to all of those people who voted for me. And for those who didn't vote for me, I'm still your judge. So
now, I got a question this week from one of our young people. Now, when the president gets, I see Dina's putting up her congratulatory flyer there for you, Your Honor. Now, when the president gets elected, they have an inauguration.
I'm losing you.
I'm sorry.
Okay. When the president gets elected, they have an inauguration for the president. When the mayor or the politicians get elected, they have a swearing in. What do they do when judges get elected? Just give you a compliment and say, go.
They send us back to work.
Got you.
In fact, during the entire campaign, we are expected to work. And as soon as we're finished with it, we're expected to get our butts back in the seat and go back to work and do what we're supposed to be doing. So, and I'm thankful for it. So I'm not complaining.
Well, great. Well, I am just so happy for you again, Judge. And as usual, you always welcome to stop by and hang out with us on a Friday night. All right?
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. As usual, like I say, you're always welcome to hang out with us. While we're in the congratulatory mode, Dina, please keep the banner up. Congratulations to our Deputy Vice Mayor, Shirley Johnson, who recently was elected among her peers as the chair of the Delray Beach Community Redevelopment Agency. She also is spearheading the city census 2020 efforts. And as you heard from Census Sandy on this program a few weeks ago, when you complete the census, okay, every time you complete it, the city receives $30,000 per person to help with repairing roads, building parks, and providing other services that benefit kids. I know that she has an opportunity, if you will, for you guys to make some money. So Commissioner is with us this evening. Commissioner Johnson, are you here? She promised me a few minutes ago that she'd be with us. She's not here yet. Okay. She has an opportunity for you guys to make $10 an hour for the next 30 days. So once she joins, I'll bring her back on. If not, we'll have her next week. DJ, are you on? He's missing out on his money again this week.
Yep, I'm on.
You are? Okay. Wow. You missed it. Okay, you're here. Okay. DJ, I know you weren't able to, and you won't be able to earn $10 from Commissioner Johnson because you're too old, you're too young, but you did vote and you made sure your mom and dad voted last 2 weeks ago, last week. You also earned a few dollars during last week's segment, DJ. Let me say congratulations. You did a fantastic job last week. You stood out among your peers. And several people after the show and after this week told me how impressed they were, DJ, with your leadership last week. You ran off before we could recognize you, buddy, but I have a few things for you. The first thing I have for you is I have a water bottle that came from Innovative Mentoring. They sent this for you, okay? So we have a water bottle for you. We'll make sure you get it this week, okay? We have a shipment of fresh oranges. Take care, Your Honor. We have fresh oranges from fresh from Florida. We also have a shipment of apples for you and your brother. So we'll make sure you get that. And we have a box of hippies, which is chickpeas, healthy food from you know who. They sent you some healthy food. But DJ, we also got some cash for you. How old are you these days? DJ?
Yes.
How old are you today?
9.
You're 9. Well, I have $6. If someone can, let me see. I think I have a few more yet. I have 6. Wait, let me have 2. I have $8, DJ, for you. I'm short $1. Maybe someone can call in and excuse me, and pledge the other $1 for you. But I have $9 for you for your great work last week. Thank you again, son. You did an awesome job, and we look forward to another great year. How about that?
Thank you. This is too
All right. You're quite welcome, buddy. Now that we've got the kudos out of the way, let's move on to this week's program. By the way, before I do, last week I made a challenge to our young ladies. I asked you to write your best 250-word essay on young girls of color will now have a role model in Senator Kamala Harris because, and you fill in the blanks. Dina, is the flyer up? Dina, is the flyer up? Good, thank you.
Yes.
Super. For those of you who would rather show your artistic prowess, you can do freestyle rap on Senator Kamala Harris and her achievements. So you can do a rap if you want. You have a few days to go. Today is August 28th, and you have until August 31st to do so. That's 3 days. If my math is right, you have 3 days to do so. You return to school on Monday, and you have until 5 p.m. on Monday to turn your essay or your rap in to the email address on your screen. I highly encourage you to be a part of this. Remember, there is a method to my madness. It is now time for our feature, GEM, which is Great Educated Minds. And this is where we hear from college students. They will talk about college life, hurdles in high school that you should avoid. Shania and the rest of my high schoolers. And you have a chance to pick their brains on anything you would like to know about and seek help to prepare you for graduation. If you have a question, by the way, feel free to write your question in the chat, or you may text it to 561-665-0151. For those of you watching on Facebook, the number will stream across your screen. 561-665-0151. DJ, you have $10 more coming from Miss McKenzie for that wonderful job last week. So you now have a total of 10 plus 1 from me. So you have $11 total, DJ. How about that?
That's pretty nice.
Okay, which means I can keep the rest that I promised you initially, right?
Yep.
Oh, listen to you. All right, let's bring on Miss Jada Weatherspoon. Is she on? Miss Weatherspoon, are you with us? Miss Haynes? All right. Always have a plan, a backup, and a contingency plan, guys, like I always tell you. Jordan, do we have Jordan with us?
Yes, I'm here. I'm Jordan.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for saving the day again for me. You always look out for Mr. Ceron. Guys, thank you for being with us, Jordan. We have Jordan, and Jordan is this is your third year, Jordan. Am I correct?
It's my third year, but I'm a senior.
You're still. How the heck you did that? Third year at Florida International University. And talk to me, Jordan. How were you able to do 4 years in 3 years?
Well, so I started over in the summer semester, so I started off early already. And then while in high school, I was in AVID, which is a college readiness program. And
You were in who?
AVID, so AVID.
What the heck is that?
So it's a college readiness program at Atlantic High School. So over there, my teacher she pushed me a lot to kind of get into a dual enrollment and to take college classes while still in high school. I only took one class, but that one class kind of prepared me for college. So going into college, I took 3 classes every summer and 5 classes every fall and spring. So right now I'm taking 6, but I'm finishing this semester. So yeah, it's been awesome.
What was it like being on at FIU? How was the transition from high school to college for you?
I think the transition has been awesome, honestly. So I'm originally from Palm Beach, but moving to Miami, it was just a big jump. But it's not too far from my home, so I can always go back and forth. But I think that going to college and just transitioning over there has been the best decision of my life because I've met so many people. My life has changed. I became Christian. I just joined so many clubs. So I think that going to college has broadened my perspective, and the transition was just really awesome.
Wonderful, wonderful. So you went to Atlantic High School, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
What's the typical day like on campus for you, Jordan? What's it like? How do you spend your days, and how much time do you spend studying each week?
So each week I try to prioritize studying at least 2 to 3. Well, each week it's literally like almost a job, but I try to spend at least 3 or 4 hours a day studying. So in total, it's probably just about 24 to 30 hours a week studying, but that's just studying. So I think every day I wake up around like 7 a.m. So I try to be productive. And with my classes, I have like a schedule Monday through Friday. So that's that. And then I'm a part of like a Christian club on campus called Disciples on Campus, the Black Student Union. So that takes up a lot of my time as well with doing Bible studies and just being around campus. I think that time on campus is like super important as a student, or just as in general, time on campus is really important. So I'm there almost every day of the week. But with this quarantine now, everything's at home. So I try to go on campus maybe just Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to keep my social distancing, but also be on campus to be a part of the organizations that I'm a part of.
Just have a question came in here. As a young Christian on campus, how challenging is it for you?
It's definitely challenging because going to college, it's almost like the movies that you see, but a lot of people on college, everyone has a different perspective. And definitely because I go to a international university, so there's many different religions. So I think that being able to like learn other religions or even just talk to other people, it's really cool. But it's definitely challenging, but I know where my faith is. So it's nothing that'll ever shake my faith.
Sounds good. Sounds good. We have a lot more questions coming in, but I'm sure we're going to have, yes, we do. This, as you think back, what do you wish you knew when you were in high school, Jordan, that could have made things easier for you? And in other words, what would you tell your 17 or 18-year-old self?
Honestly, I would tell my 17 or 18-year-old self to take college and take my average teacher seriously, because I honestly did not want to go to college, but I was pushed to do scholarships, pushed to join programs, but I never did it. I did parts of it, but not as much as I really should have. So I think that really pushing to my full potential and doing all the scholarships that my teacher had me do. So really just pushing for those scholarships, because I think just being at a university, they literally want to give you money. It's an accomplishment just as a Black student to go to a university, but they really want to give you money. So I think that almost every student has the opportunity to go to school for free. So I think that take advantage of all the opportunities that you have is what I would tell myself.
Sounds good. And what are your plans for after graduation?
So right now I'm a prac student. So it's a public relations, advertising, and communications major, minoring in art history. So after graduation, I plan on moving to Georgia or New York, but I'm really pushing for Georgia to push for my modeling career, but also to work with a advertising firm for a fashion brand.
Do you have one in mind?
Nothing in mind as right now, but I have a brand that I do love. It's called Pierre Moss, and that's one that I'm kind of getting connected with right now.
Well, before you connect with them, you make sure you connect with me offline after the show, okay? Since you're in public
Definitely
relations. Thank you, brother.
Sure.
Stand by. We have some more. We have quite a few questions here for you, but let me continue, and we'll get back to you shortly, okay? Let me just say tonight's program is produced by Miss Jordina Bazoo, who is a graduating senior at Atlantic Community High School in Delray Beach. And she's also with the Milagro Center here in Delray. LaDanian Day Thomas also attends the Milagro Center, and Village Academy is serving as our proud production intern. Mr. Mario Rodriguez is our production manager at the Boca Raton TV, and our cinematographer, I got it right this week, guys. Cinematographer is Neil Sunsky, Neil Noel, and he's a proud product of KOP Mentoring Network and the Village Academy. I will check the chat box shortly. I was told I have quite a few texts in the chat box. In our quest for Black excellence, we are always seeking ways to improve the way we deliver our services. So we have created a survey with 4 questions tonight to give us some feedback. Questions are about tonight's program. What could we do better? What are the topics would you like us to discuss? And will you invite someone next week? You'll have a chance later on to enter that on your screen, and you will also, for those on Facebook, you can text the responses later. Okay, we'll get back to that later. In another year, many of you will be heading off to college on a campus, whether here in the state of Florida or far away, and you'll have much to learn. Joining a fraternity or sorority certainly can help. Now, participation in the traditions, collaborative activities, and organizational structure of a Greek organization can certainly create valuable opportunities, young people, to contribute, to coordinate, and certainly to lead, which are all valuable skills for eventual participation in the workforce. I know several of you have seen members of these organizations volunteering on your high school campuses, or even putting on step shows for you in the community. And maybe some of you have heard about the benefits of joining a fraternity or sorority from a teacher. I know those at Carver hear from Miss Willingham all the time. You may have heard from a parent or older friends. Some of you may also harbor negative perceptions about Greek life, perhaps from rumors that you have heard or movies you've seen depicting fraternities and sororities in an unflattering light. Whether you personally have a positive or a negative view of fraternities, young people, and sororities, it is important. It is so important to consider both the pros and the cons before reaching a decision. So with that in mind, we invited these young ladies and young gents in to share with you a slice of what it's like to be a part of a fraternity or sorority on campus. Our first guest is Mr. John Mitchell, representing Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. He's a member of the football team at Florida Atlantic University. Not sure what year he's in. You'll hear more from him later. We have Mr. Lannis Albury, and he's a graduating senior at Florida Atlantic University. And Mr. Anthony Alston, also at Florida and Atlantic University, and they're representing Omega Psi Phi Fraternity, Sigma Delta chapter at FAU. We have either Mr. Michael or Antonio from Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity. We'll find out who's on the line in a minute. And we have Miss Rakaya Peters representing Sigma Gamma Rho at Florida Atlantic University. Miss Francesca Leopold from Zeta Phi Beta Sorority. Miss Kyra Freeman. Miss Michelle Harris and Tia Bird of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority. And let me also add that there's some other members of the sorority here. I did not get your name before press time, therefore you were not on my script. And we have representing Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority, Miss Natasha Tucker. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for agreeing to share this critical information with our student. Go ahead and play the video, Dina, please. There's no sound, Dina. Dina, we have no sound. Okay, good.
Divine, the history, legacy, and celebration of
You're fine.
African
We got it
American
now.
Greek-lettered organizations.
Is that the end? Good. Let me start with you, Mr. Mitchell.
Sorry.
Okay, you want to replay? Go ahead. Good way, Dina. Take your time. Okay, while she addressed the technical difficulty, let me start with you, Mr. Mitchell, with Alpha Phi Alpha.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for being here with us. In your experience, talk to me about some of the advantages of being a member of a fraternity in your experience.
Okay, absolutely. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right, yeah. So when I started college, I'd say I was a pretty reserved guy. I focused a lot on just school and football. Like you said, I'm part of the football team, and I've been a part since I was recruited to play football here. And I feel like a lot of my time was taken up by strictly football and school. And I had friends. I had a lot of acquaintances. I had a whole team of teammates, but I wouldn't say I was really on the social scene. And some may hear that and think, I wasn't a part of the parties and this and that and the other thing, but I just really wasn't connected to my campus like a lot of my peers and a lot of my elders had said they were in college. And so come 2019, I felt like I had mastered the academic side of college. I feel like I had a lot of free time. I feel like I managed my time pretty well. And so I decided to look into, joining a frat. And my dad is actually a member of Alpha Phi Fraternity Incorporated. He crossed at Florida Agricultural Mechanical University in Tallahassee. That's where I'm from. And so part of me, I had been a part of the culture, or had understood the culture at least, growing up, but never did I see, the kind of benefits that it would bring to me myself. So I have 11, I'm one of 11 LBs. I have 10 other LBs. And meeting these guys and meeting the people.
What is an LB? What is an LB?
Line brother. I'm sorry. These are the people.
Oh, these are high school students, so they have no idea.
I'm sorry. I'm just kind of.
No, that's all right.
Yeah, these are my brothers. These are the people who joined me in this journey and became alphas at the same time that I did. And we've got a real tight bond, and meeting them and meeting the people that I met through them. I'd say because of the kind of connections that I've made now. I'd say
okay, if you're not speaking, mute your phone, please. Thank you. Good.
I'd honestly and confidently say that this is one of the best decisions that I've ever made. And this could be biased. Everybody has a different experience, but I truly feel like the connections that I've made have really changed me as a person. And I wouldn't give that up for just about anything.
How has it changed you?
Well, so I actually met one of my closest friends that I'd say I've ever had, and it was actually secondary. It wasn't even it's not even the fact that she's related to Greek life or anything like that. But I've met because of my LBs and because of my pro fights and things like that. You make so many connections. You become connected on campus, and I've met so many people who who might be just like you, who might have aspirations similar to you, who might be even different, but it just opens up a whole nother social playing field that you might not have ever been, introduced to. And not only that, I've got pro fights who are connected to me in ways that I would have never imagined. I've got pro fights who are connected to me in the same field that I'm in, that I want to see myself in. And they just, it's just like it's a family bond. You get connected to these people, and it's just, it's something that I'm very proud to be a part of, and I'm very glad to be a part of.
Sounds good. Ms. Bird, talk to me about your experience. How has this experience enriched your life since you became a part of Delta Sigma Theta sorority?
Of course, I'll be happy to explain. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, well, like John, my experience as being a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated has been more so, I would say past the connection part, more so in the part of personal development, and also personal development in a sense of like, yourself in a business aspect. So building your professional portfolio of that sort. So a lot of the different organizations, as well as in the NPHC, we're business oriented. So it really prepares you for college career and also your business career after college as well. So that's what's really shaped me. And that's one of the biggest advantages I have gained by being a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated.
Okay. Miss Freeman, what about you? You've moved on. What about you?
Hello, everyone. So I am Kyra Freeman. I crossed at Florida A&M University with the Beta Alpha chapter. I've recently graduated from college in May, and I'm working on my master's right now. And being a member of just a wonderful sorority has opened so many doors. I always have someone to call a sister or a friend when I've traveled. I've only been in my new state maybe about 3 weeks, but I've already made so many connections because I've built up my professional development. I know where to go or who to speak to just from being a member of this wonderful sorority. So it's opened up so many doors professionally, socially, and personally. So it's an experience that I wouldn't trade for the world. Even though I crossed in Tallahassee, I'm in North Carolina and I'm still making these wonderful connections because of a great decision I made.
It is so nice to see you, Miss Freeman. It was about how many years ago? Miss Freeman was in probably, what grade were you in?
6th grade.
Miss, yes, she was one of our students in our summer program at Pinecrest way back. That was about 12, 11 years ago.
It was a long time ago.
Long time ago, and you moved on. You're a teacher now, right?
Yes, I teach during the day, and I'm a clinical mental health student by night. So I teach full time, and then I go to class at night so I can become a therapist in about 2 years.
Way to go, way to go. Represent, girl. I love it. I love it. Omega Sci-Fi, talk to me now. In high school, we are encouraged, if you will, to get involved in organizations. Okay, whether it's student government or athletics, from as early as our freshman year. Now, once I arrive on campus, what is a good time for me to join a fraternity or a sorority? Either brother from the Omega. Lannis, why don't you take it, Mr. Albert?
Yes, sir.
Good, man. He's frozen. Okay. Pick up for your brother, man. Pick up.
Yeah, I'll take over.
Go
So
ahead.
I say a good time to join is like, first I tell all people to do your research first, and just when you come to college, just enjoy your college life as a freshman. Just see which fraternity or sorority interests you. And once you see the one that catches your eye, just take the time and do the proper research of it, and then just reach out and see how it goes from there. I say that's the best time I can go for it.
Now, Anthony, will being a part of an organization have an impact on my grades? Will it affect my grades?
No, it would not, because like we have mandatory studying. Like when you're a part of fraternity, you got to hold yourself to a higher standard because everybody look at you on campus as a role model. So you can't just be in college for 8 years. You have to get
Say it again. Say it again. You say you're held at a higher standard. Why is that?
Because there's not many people in the fraternity sororities.
Okay, let me. If you're not speaking mute, go ahead. Go ahead, bro.
So there's not many of us anyways.
Okay.
Can't hear.
Yeah, go ahead. Continue.
Well, there's not many of us.
It's we're still getting background noise.
My apologies, guys. Turned off. I can speak on behalf of Anthony in regards to the question that you asked earlier. In regards to joining a fraternity at a certain time, I'd advise everybody to possibly wait about a semester or a few to before they think about joining a fraternity, because like John Mitchell said earlier, it took him some time to master the academic side of college, and that's one of your main focus coming into college. So you don't want to rush into joining anything before you're actually ready or actually gotten the hang of school and classes and everything like that. And then from there, you could possibly, start considering it and, hang out with us and join our and go to our events. We do different tabling, especially on our campus. We have different tabling events where you could come in and just see different things that we're doing in the community. And from there, you can decide what you want to do from there on. So in regards to joining, I'd advise to wait a semester or even a year before joining a fraternity whatsoever.
Okay. All right, guys. Remember, you can send your questions via Facebook. We have some coming in, as well as you can put your questions in the chat, and we'll be sure to get answers for you. Francesca, as you know, high school students really don't have a lot of money, and I'm not sure about the kids on college campuses. Many of them, when they go off to college, they end up living off scholarships. Does it cost a lot to be a member of a fraternity or a sorority?
Honestly, when it comes to prices of joining a three-letter organization, it really depends on the chapter.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on the chapter, depends on the state. There's a lot of things that go into the pricing. But I'd say honestly, for a college student, like most college students are broke. So like for a college student, I would say anyway that it is expensive. So like as soon as you know and you're aware that okay, I may want to join a three-letter organization, I would say just start saving your money. Like any little, extra money you have, just start saving it. And
Francesca, can you hold a minute? We're not able to see your photo. Can you open your microphone, please?
can I what?
Can you open your camera? Can you open your camera? We can't see you.
So
there you go. Good.
So just start saving your money when you find out that you want to join a big organization and see if your parents would support you. Some parents are actually familiar with life on campus, like they went to college themselves, so they may be able to help you out, or you may be able to convince them, like, this would be beneficial to me, so can you lend me some money or something like that. So I would say in a way for a college student, it is kind of expensive, especially because you have to pay dues yearly. So it's not just a one-time fee and you're good. It's like yearly fees. It's conferences you have to pay for. It's clothes you have to buy for it. So it's just a lot of expenses that go into it over time.
You say it varies from fraternity to sorority, depending on the chapter. Michelle, what about you? Ballpark, how much does it cost to be a member of your organization?
Michelle, she was not able to make it today, but Beverly Jim, she is on the call. She's my sister as well.
She's your sister. Way to go. Well, thanks for that's what we call a sister looking out for a sister. Thank you. Take over, darling.
All right, hello everyone. My name is Beverly. So in order,
Beverly, I can't see you. Please, can you open your camera, please?
It's open.
It's open. Okay. I'm told you can't be seen.
Okay.
Try it again. Can you see her? No. We'll get back to you in a minute, Beverly. Al Fernie, talk to me about the cost associated with your fraternity.
Okay, my screen showing?
Your screen is open. It's closed. It's closed.
Can you hear me though?
Rakia, why don't you take the question, please?
Hello, everyone. I'm Rakaya.
Rakaya, I'm sorry, Rakaya.
It's okay. Well, it depends on the chapter, like they said before. However, it's like recommended that you save around like 1,200 between like 2,000 just to be safe.
Okay. In other words, start saving now if you want to be a part of an organization, guys. Start saving your quarters, nickels, and dimes now. My producer just reminded me, thank you, Dina, to kick off the fall and celebrate back to school time, aka that's not the sorority, but also known as College Appreciation Season for our current seniors. We'll be hosting a free 2-hour webinar series that's tomorrow and Sunday to help students write outstanding college essays. So if you're in the 12th grade or the 11th grade or even 10th grade and you want to get some tips on writing college essays, tomorrow, Saturday, August 29th from 1 to 2 p.m., How to Write a Great Personal Statement, Part 1. And on Sunday will be How to Write the Supplemental Essay and the rest of the application, Part 2. Part 1 will cover 3 exercises to help you find a personal statement topic. And the folks in college, in a few minutes, I'll have you talk a little about this, but I'm sure you will have to write a personal statement at some point in your quest for admission in one of these colleges. It also covered 2 ways to structure your essay, 2 rad example essays, 4 qualities of a great personal statement, and you'll have a question and answer period. Part 2 on Sunday will cover how to save 20+ hours on your supplemental essay by writing a super essay. I have 3 approaches to writing Why Us, essay and why that matters, which is very important. You'll get some tips for the most popular required supplemental essays, 5 tips for your activities list, and what goes in your additional info section and what doesn't. Okay, take it from me. It works. It matters. This is being done by someone who wrote the book on this. So please, sir, please, ma'am, young people, if you're planning to attend college, you will need to write an essay at some point during this application process. Please, sir, please, ma'am, take advantage of this opportunity. Okay, it's free. You can register at the site, which is on the screen, or you can put your email address in the chat and we will send you the info after this show. If you're on Facebook, you can text 561-665-0151 and we will send you out that information. I'm sorry for interrupting, but that is very important information that I needed to get across tonight. Thank you again, Dina, for sharing that with me. Our brothers from Phi Beta Sigma, perhaps one of the better kept secrets about Greek life is all the good that fraternities and sororities do in the community. Many work hard to instill a culture of service and philanthropy. Talk to me about what are some of the community service projects that your chapter is involved in. And Sigma Gamma Rho, you're up next for the same question, please.
Hello, my name is Antonio Bell from Alpha Beta Elder Chapter for Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. And one thing that we tried to, we wanted to initiate with our chapter for the last academic year was creating and coming up with new innovative ideas for community service that wasn't really seen on our campus before. And one of them was, what we did was we wanted to target the female audience at our school. So we gave out blue roses and blue pens and letters, and we delivered them personally to some of the women's staff at our school. And this was the main thing that we wanted to try to address, is that we didn't want to have these things sent to them on Women's Appreciation Day, because that's when they would be expecting things. But I think the one thing about something in this particular service that you have to expect the unexpected, and showing that appreciation in a day that isn't catered towards appreciating women is really important. Another community service activity that we do is we have a elementary school that we have in the Boca Raton area that one of my profiles, his son goes there. And we volunteer.
One of your who?
One of my profiles, that means older brothers within my fraternity.
Okay, got you.
One of his son goes to one of the elementary schools, and what we did was we volunteered for their Valentine's Day dance along with the Pi Eta Zetas at our school, which is our constitutionally bound sorority. And we volunteered for the dance. We helped set up, we helped clean up, and it was a really good way to get involved in our community, not just doing things just to do it, but personally connecting with the next generation.
Okay. What about the Sigma Gamma Rhos? What are some of the projects you guys do in the community?
Well, we have our national project that we do every year, which is Operation Big Book Bag. But
Operation Big Book Bag?
Mm-hmm. Where we collect school supplies and give them out to the students in need. Usually we do that on the breezeway of our school once a week, but with the whole new rules and everything, we have to find a new way to make sure everyone is getting all their necessary essentials for school as well. And another one is this past semester before COVID-19 struck, we went to one of my sisters. Her father is a principal at one of the schools in Port St. Lucie, and we did a presentation for the juniors on college readiness to get them prepared for university.
Okay. Omegas.
Oh, yes, sir. Some of the community service events that we do in the community, we do in partnership with LA Square, which is our graduate chapter up in Delray. And one of the first ones that we did coming in was we actually went around to the neighbor's house and actually helped them redo their front lawns by helping them place new grass on the Saturday morning. So recently we also got a chance to do a fashion show / step show at a high school up in Delray. Can't remember the name at this very moment, with Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, where we got a chance to showcase our talent and talk about a little bit about what our fraternity stands for, and talk to high school students about different things that they can actually prepare for, and how to dress for different interviews or whatnot. And so that's one of the main focuses that we got a chance to do prior to Corona striking. And so we do have things that we're planning on working on as soon as we get a chance to.
Okay, the Deltas, what are you guys doing? Deltas, what do you guys do for community service?
Well, on our campus at FAU, the Xi Epsilon chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, we do a lot of community service towards Habitat for Humanity. That is a nonprofit organization that helps with neighborhood revitalization. And we also do a lot of other community service initiatives, such as like Black Lives Matter marches as well. We recently just did a community service initiative with another organization on our campus called Convict Creole, and we actually did an annual back to school drive. So that was really cool. So yeah, it's a mixture of different things that we do just to help out our community the best way we can.
Okay, Alphas, what do you guys do? And talk to me again as well, Mr. Mitchell, on the importance of community service for fraternities and sororities.
It's very important to give back to the community. What we do on campus is, I remember this past semester, before everything went kind of crazy, we had we partnered. Well, our national program that we have is Go to High School, Go to College, and it's kind of like what we're doing right now. It's encouraging high school students and even middle school students to carry on their education and bring it on to the college level, because sometimes you don't see a lot of that happening. And so we just kind of toured them around campus. We showed them. We did exactly what we're doing right now. We talked to them about what it's like to transition from high school to college. And it's kind of just to get that motivation going for people who may not be, wanting to do certain things like that before they meet people like us. Another thing, I'm sorry about that.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Another thing that we did was we did an ICE series in case of emergency thing for our students that we have on campus. And so one part of it was kind of informing people what to do in case of maybe a physical emergency where they may not know how to defend themselves. And so we had a self-defense coordinator come in and show a little bit of techniques of what he might do or what he might suggest in case of an emergency. And we also had I'm sorry, I'm forgetting the name of his position, a paramedic come in and kind of talk to us about what he does and what he goes through on a day-to-day basis. But there's countless things. There's always a drive to do community service, and every organization on campus, takes over and does that.
Okay, check you guys.
Hey, C-Ron, I think you're breaking up a little bit.
Yeah, I think we lost him.
Yeah, it looks like we lost him.
Well, we can still go to the next sorority or fraternity if anyone hasn't spoken yet.
How's that? Any better?
Did everybody address community service? I think maybe everybody did. Not sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it says change microphone. Okay.
He's back.
That's what it's telling me.
Still can't hear you, see.
Mario, please put a commercial on. Mr. Siron will be back.
Until he comes back, this is Percy Alexander, member of the graduate chapter of Omega Psi Phi LAA. I would like to put this out here. I would love for us to have a joint Panhellenic community effort, like painting homes or replacing sod or flowers or whatever in the community once this COVID situation give us a little relief. But just keep that in your mind, and hopefully the first of the year, we'd love to do that. Also like to say to the members that are in school right now, if you look at the news, a lot of kids that are going back to on campus, they're getting exposed to the COVID virus. I will still ask you, when you go back, have a good time, but still stay, a safe distance from each other, and keep monitor your temperature, and make sure that you're safe. You are our future, and we want to make sure that you realize your potential.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
You have a script. You want to continue?
It seems like he has a weak Wi-Fi signal. That's why he's in and out. I was asking. Oh, okay. Maybe he can get closer to his router. Hear him. Yeah. That's what happens when you have a weak signal. It can't carry both the audio and the video. Oh, okay. Okay. I got you.
Exactly. You're gonna say Miss Tucker. It start with Miss Tucker. Say hello, Miss Tucker.
Hello, Miss Tucker. Miss Tucker. Hello. I have a question. Well, though most people immediately think about the connections they could make while on campus with their peers while in fraternity and sorority, it is also beneficial to think about the connections we can make with alumni and future members of the chapter. Is it true that sometimes people find jobs because of their affiliation with fraternity or sorority? Hello?
Yeah.
Natasha, you're on mute.
Yes.
Can everyone hear me now? Okay.
Yes.
So I'd like to say hello to the other members of the sorority and fraternities who are represented here tonight. You guys have given just great insight. And to the question that was posed, which is whether being a member of a fraternity or sorority, if it's possible to foster relationships with alumni or older members of the organization and how that relates to helping in the job search. I'll start off by saying that I think that I perhaps am the only sorority member who is not currently in college. I am in the working force. It's been many years since I've been in college, but I will say that being a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority has placed other sorority sisters in my path who guided me along my career. So it's very important that you get in touch with other members of your sorority, members in a graduate chapter where you are, and you just let your career aspirations be known, because you never know who's going to be in a position to put you in touch with someone who could potentially help you and lead you to that career that you want, particularly in the job force that we're in now. We're facing something that we've never faced before with COVID-19. A lot of people have lost their jobs, but a lot of people have also found jobs. And the way that they've found these jobs is they've cultivated the relationships that they've had with members of their fraternities and sororities. But I also want to stress that it's important that you also have a relationship with members of other sororities and fraternities. Because although we belong to our individual sororities and fraternities, we're a collective, we're a whole. We are a family, if you will, and each of us help everyone out. So I have members of Delta who I've met at undergrad at Fayetteville State University, who I keep in touch with to this day, and we help each other out with referrals and career contacts. Even some of my fraternity brothers, brothers of Alpha Phi Alpha and Kappas, I keep in touch with them, and when and if their career options change, perhaps I'm able to put them in touch with someone who can help them, or perhaps they're able in turn to put me in touch with someone who can help me. So not only is it important that you foster those relationships within your organization, but just the Pan-Hellenic Council at large.
I think I'm back. Sorry about that. Thank you, Miss Tucker. Guys, thank you, Dina, for stepping in. Guys, we've just been given an additional 10 minutes for the time we lost, so thank you, Mario. I have about 3 more questions. We have quite a few, but in the interest of time, we have about 3 more questions we need to get in here. I got to ask this one. What's up with the beard, Mr. C-Ron? Well, that's another story. I will grow my beard until December. And what I do is I do this every couple of years where I challenge the students to, if they can earn A's or B's during especially during this virtual learning environment, I will allow them to paint my hair, my beard and hair, and they may get a chance to shave it. Some of you guys who were at Village Academy some years ago probably remember us doing that at Village and at one of the local barber shops here in town. So you have a chance, for the small fries in particular, if you know how I feel about my hair, if you will get A's and B's, if you earn A's and B's this school year between now and December, you have a chance to cut this bad boy off. Otherwise, I'll grow this like Osama bin Laden until you get those A's and B's. All right, Sigma Gamma Rhos. Where are my Sigma Gamma Rhos? I heard there, like I said, we have about time for about 2 more questions. I heard there are cases where fraternities and sorority members who have completed certain classes pass along their notes and study materials so other members can have access to it. Someone like a resource library on campus. Do you guys help each other study for tests or with projects?
Hello. I'd say yes, we do. However, it's kind of hard being that we're all like different majors, because like the majority,
makes sense.
Like the people that I've met were like biology majors or like something in the sciences, whereas like I'm a business major. But I had like one of the fraternity members of Kappa Alpha Psi hand me their notes for one of my classes.
Okay, Kappa Alpha makes sense. So networking then, networking across chapters. And the last question to the Zeta Phi Beta: what questions should I ask before joining a fraternity or sorority? And if anybody have anything you want to chime in, feel free to do so as well. Francesca? Brother Mitchell, take it, please.
Brother Mitchell had to make a grocery store.
All right, Jordan, why don't you take that? That's fine. Jordan, why don't you take the question? What question should I be asking before joining a fraternity or sorority?
Well, I'm not actually Greek, but I was interested in joining another organization called Progressive Black Men, and I think definitely from my perspective, I would definitely say to find out the values of the organization. But I think that someone that's actually part of the organization can answer this question better than me, for sure.
Tia Bird, take it, please. Take it, Tia.
For the most part, I would say before joining a fraternity or sorority, I feel like the first question you should ask is probably ask yourself. And really, you should really be asking yourself what your values are, whether you'll have time, like this is something like you'll have to show a commitment towards, especially like dedication towards too. So will you actually have the time to do it? And will you have the drive to do it as well? Those are the types of questions I ask myself too. And that's how I ended up joining the sorority I wanted to join, which was Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. So mainly ask yourself those questions because like you can really answer those questions yourself. And also you can also talk to other people who will help you. Like for me, I had a mentor and she was a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. So she guided me and helped me find out those answers that I needed to those questions that I needed to get answered and everything.
Rakia, trying to maintain a social life in college can be overwhelming and require a lot of time. How much time, Rakia, does it require for membership? How much time do I need to set aside to be a member of your organization?
It's Rakaya.
Rakaya, thank you. What did I say, Rakia? Rakaya. I will never make that mistake again. Trust me.
Well, I feel like it depends. I was told to treat it as like another 3-credit course, which I find is very helpful considering that we have like a lot of like business work to do as well as like in the community and not just like for ourselves.
Okay. And Ms. Freeman, you have the last word. I am so happy to see you again. Last word, Ms. Freeman.
Oh, okay. What I would say is make sure you're committed. Joining a sorority or a fraternity is a big commitment. It's like a baby, as my mother explained it to me when I was getting ready to cross over and join Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Also making sure that what can I commit to this sorority? What can the sorority commit to me? How can I benefit the sorority? Because we need the sorority. In essence, the sorority does not need us. So what can we bring that is different, that these members are not already contributing? And there's members all over the world, all over the United States. So what is so unique about me that they would pick me? And that's a question that I ask myself all the time. What could I contribute to this baby or this new relationship? Think of it as a relationship you have to cultivate because it follows you lifelong. As we say, Delta is a lifelong commitment.
Sounds good. And that will be about it for this week's edition of Community Conversation. If there's any takeaway this week, Brother Percy, it will be rather than asking if sororities and fraternities are good or bad, you should ask if joining one is right for you. Thank you very much to all of you guys. So many names to remember. And but thank you for each and every one of you, and for Judge Stevens as well for being here this afternoon. Young people, there's no greater investment that you can make on a Friday night than hanging out with like-minded peeps on Community Conversation. I used to tell you that the best is yet to come. Well, it gets better every week. Next week's show will be on creative ways to get a college education. And I think Dina is putting up the slide for the cast of programs we have for the month of October or September. Again, tonight's show was produced by Dina Bazoo, a student at Milagros Center and Atlantic Community High School in Delray Beach. Our production team include LaDanian Day Thomas from the Milagros Center. Thanks very much to our guests, and a big sincere shout out to the Boca Raton Tribune for simulcasting us on Facebook. Until next time, stay safe this weekend, get some rest, and be prepared as you start your new year in school. From all of us here, good night.